Hello, morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this. In this video today, I wanted to talk a little bit about my experience bringing my dog to Disney World, talk a little bit about the resorts that you can bring dogs to, as well as the Best Friends Pet Hotel, which we took advantage of. It's essentially a normal boarding place for dogs on Disney property right across the street from Orleans Riverside, which was our hotel, so that was a huge plus for us. But here we are arriving at the Best Friends Pet Hotel. The Best Friends Pet Hotel is a boarding place for dogs, just like anywhere else. It's super cute on the outside, as you can tell. So many cute Disney dogs, Disney pets, so cute. Basic pet boarding place on the inside. They do sell toys and snacks, which is really great in there. We did have to get her one. I did feel like those were pretty good prices for those like treats and toys, but you can actually bring multiple different kinds of animals. As you see, there's a pig right there. There's many animals you can bring. I don't think the more unique animals you can have stay overnight, but dogs you definitely can. So they have different types of rooms and things you can provide for your pets here. They even have like daycare for them, which is like just playing. I imagine that's probably more for like locals. They do have day boarding, they do have overnight boarding, and those prices range from $60 to like $350 depending on the type of room that you want. That $350 is like a super cute suite with like a TV, a bed, and it's like big, and a camera. We did not do that. We did the second cheapest option, which was an indoor-outdoor room. The indoor-outdoor room has a small space of inside. Oh, I guess Anya wants to say hi. The indoor-outdoor room has a little inside space and then a small little patio. I feel like it was like 4x4. I could try to take a picture and show you that measurement here. But it was $63 for boarding. You do get DVC annual pass. There was multiple other discounts you could also use. It was only saving a couple dollars, however. But hey, it's something. But that is what we did. I will say the Best Friends Pet Hotel, they were very easy to communicate with. I was emailing them so many times, like just getting clarity and confirmation so we knew what we wanted to do. They were able to send me pictures of all the rooms, so I could kind of have an idea. There's also, I think, a tour on the website you can look at as well. But I just wanted to have an idea so my dog had the best experience, and I knew what she was getting into. So when I booked the room, I did have to place a one-night deposit, and then we did want to go a little early to do a little tour just so she could see it before we actually dropped her off. So my husband was able to do a little tour of the facility. He was able to see what the rooms actually look like in person. Whenever we would drop her off daily, we were not allowed to go back there with her. But that was it. It was fairly simple. What we would do is every morning we would go there just like many other guests dropping off their pets. So we would go there, we'd have to like sign the daily receipt of like, hey, this is what you want today. You can absolutely add more like playtime or treats, things like that. And that's what you were signing on that day. And then I'm pretty sure they're brushing to check for like fleas, and then they put a special little collar on them, and then they take them back to wherever their room is. It was very simple. And then at night, we would come back. We definitely got to know some of the night people who worked there because I think they were there every single night we picked her up, and so like when they saw us, they knew. So that was really great customer service from them. And then they would bring her out to see us. One thing I do wish they did not do is like we really had no idea how she did at the boarding. Like we don't know if she was a good dog or a bad dog. Like I had no idea how she was. So that would have been nice to know, like, oh, she was really sweet. Apparently on the very last day, someone did make a comment on like she was very picky about like who let her out on walks or something. I don't know. Like I wish I knew more about that. So that would be my one big thing that I wish was added to that experience. Other than that, it was a very easy process using them. It was also stress-free, so we were able to go to the parks and not have to worry about her. You're also able to drop off, I believe, an hour before the park opens, and then you have to pick them up to, I think, an hour after the last park closes. So like you literally could go open to close at a park and the dog will be there all day. So yeah, we had a great process and experience there. I would definitely use them again. I do think, however, if we were to bring dogs again, We might try to do the 4 wilderness cabins and have them actually stay in the cabins instead. But I don't know. I have no plans for that just yet, but we would definitely use the Best Friends Pet Hotel again. Definitely enjoyed it. I also wanted to add, behind the Best Friends Pet Hotel, they had a little dog park. It was a water park and a dog park. That was the space where they would take dogs on walks. But every night after we picked her up, we would go out there with her. It's a gated area. There's like water sprinklers going, a lot of space for her to run. So we were able to pick her up, go back there, and she was able to just like let it out and run around a little bit and say hi to us because she was in the crate for a while. So I love that they have that there, and that is available for any customers to the Best Friends Pet Hotel if you wanted to go play out there before or after you're dropping them off. So I did want to add that as well. So now moving on to Disney resorts that are pet friendly. So there's like 4, 5-ish, I'll insert a little paper right here, resorts that allow dogs. It is a $50 fee per day up to 2 dogs, except for the Yacht Club Resort, that is $75 a day. The Yacht Club is the deluxe resort option. The other 3 options is Art of Animation, which is technically a value, but they're suites, so not super value. But then also you have the campgrounds and Fort Wilderness cabins, which is also kind of deluxe value depending on which one you're looking at. And then our hotel, Port Orleans Riverside. I love this hotel. If you go watch my other video, I go more in depth of this resort, but it is such a beautiful, relaxing, outdoorsy resort. So it's really good for dogs. Dogs are allowed everywhere outside except for the pool areas. In regards to inside, they are only allowed in the lobby, and that's pretty much it. They can't go in any of the stores or any food places. I wish I was a little worried about walking through like hallways with her. I didn't know if that was okay. It probably would have been, but it was hot when we came, so it would have been nice to be able to walk through the hallways maybe a little more. But yeah, we would always go into the check-in area just to get her some AC when we take her on walks. And there was always so many dogs. It made me feel a lot better that there was many dogs also staying here, which was great. So when it comes to actually setting up the process for your reservation, you can just book a normal reservation at one of those hotels or use your travel agent like myself. Book one of those hotels for your hotel reservation, and then once you do your online check-in, then it's going to ask you a question on if you are bringing 1 or 2 pets, and then you would say yes or no. That's it. That's just going to signal to that resort that you might need a dog-friendly room. I'll be honest, I don't know if they really had dedicated dog-friendly rooms because they were kind of spread out. They probably do. It's just more something that they know. But then what you do is when you check into your resort, you do need to go to the lobby and you'll get your fun little dog packet like I'm showing right here. And that's when it's going to start the charge, that daily charge of the $50 or $75, and tax is applied to that. So it's not something that you can prepay. It's something that will be added to your folio when you check out. If you are choosing to stay here, they do also have dedicated pet relief areas for the dogs. I would definitely recommend maybe asking to be in a room closer to those areas. We weren't terribly far, but we also saw we could literally be in a room that was right next to it, and that would have been really nice to just be able to walk out, and there you go. You can let her do her stuff. They did have little doggy baggies for you there as well, and they also provided them in that little doggy gift bag. I also did want to note there was definitely at least one dog that we witnessed that was in a room barking real loud. I don't know if anyone complained about it, but that did happen, just saying. So you might could get away with it. I really don't know. I think it really just depends on if someone's going to comment on it. So why take that chance? If you know your dog is going to bark, just go ahead and go to the Best Friends Pet Hotel would be my best recommendation. So yeah, all in all, you can bring your dogs to stay at a Disney resort and they can stay in the room if they'll be quiet. I have one dog that I know she probably would be quiet, but we didn't bring her this trip. So like I said, you could leave them in the room or you can utilize the Best Friends Pet Hotel. We utilized the Pet Hotel and had a good experience. We had a great experience bringing her to the resort as well. All the cast members were great. So many guests wanted to come and say hi, but we absolutely would do it again. We definitely want to try staying at the cabins though. I think that would be so much easier for us because they're a little more secluded. So just in case if maybe your pet is a little louder, not many people will hear because you're in an individual cabin. So that was my video about how to bring and what happens when you bring a dog to Disney World. I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely recommend bringing your doggy to Disney World. It was definitely lots of fun, being able to come home from the parks and have our little pup with us and kind of start and end our day with her. So if you have any other questions about what it's like bringing your dog to Disney World, comment down below. Let me know. If you're interested in booking one of these trips with your doggies, also let me know. I would love to help book that trip for you. So thanks for watching. Get ready for some cruise videos coming up soon. I'm very excited about that. Appreciate you watching, and I'll see you soon.